Let's dip into the final flip through of the Marianne North Journal. Hello and welcome to the Treasured Page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. This journal started out as part of Defemorember, and it is with great thanks to Louisa Heinzel and Barbara from 49 Dragonflies for really spurring me on to have a go in December 2022. This is the result. It's taken a very long time. It's been a project I've picked up and put down again, and I've just immersed myself in the stories, in the world of Marianne North and this wonderful, adventurous, trailblazing, inspirational artist from Victorian times. And it is with great pleasure that I am now bringing to you the final flip through of my very unusual felted journal that just made itself. And sometimes we have these projects that just take you over, you immerse yourself in them, and what comes out is pure creativity. And this was just that. It was something I felt I needed to express and do. I felt that I was heavily influenced by the stories of reading the Marianne North book, and I have definitely enjoyed the process, and some very strange things have happened along the way. Things such as making the journal cover in such a way first, then reading the book, then finding out that the shapes, the colour, the pattern, and all of those things directly relate to really key, important things within the story of Marianne North and her life. So, I will get on and I will flip through. And if you are intrigued by some of the stories, then there is a whole playlist dedicated to this interesting journal, this wonderful story that is, of course, Marianne North. And she was English. She was born in Hastings. She was a scientist, a botanist. She was a painter. She was a singer. She was a musician, accomplished in all things that she did. But more than any of those things, she was a little bit of a rebel. She was a little bit of a go-getter. And she never, ever let anything stand in her way. She was out to get and seek and find and gather and bring back the most amazing specimens, the most incredible paintings. And the more I discover, the more I learn about this artist, the more I am totally in awe of the way she was able to do things in the 1800s. And so we start the journey where it almost wound up, because this is a picture of a blue coffee plant. It has an official botanical name, and that botanical name has been given to Marianne North, but it was not given to her during her lifetime. It was only given in 2020 when a modern day botanist discovered that she had found something really special and unusual within her paintings. She submitted this painting, and it was much later than they started looking through and realised that the patterning of the leaf, the berries that they thought may have faded in time, perhaps that wasn't quite correct. It was, and it matched up with something that is related to coffee, blue coffee beans. So there we go. It's incredible. And then I have added all sorts of textures here, things because this journey took her around the world. And when I'm journaling, I'm just journaling with what I have. I'm not going out and paying or buying for things. I have to collect and put them in as I find them and as they come to me. And what came to me, although I did buy these, were the incredible postcards that you see throughout the journal, and these are of her paintings, and they are stunning. They really are truly stunning. They are from Kew Gardens, the Royal Botanical Gardens, and this is from South Africa in 1882. this wonderful plant with the butterfly there, and I just thought that was so lovely. It's one of my favourites, and I'm adding it here at the front. I'm going to add what it is here. I think this would lend itself to a homemade label with a stamping and some words, and just me to say what year I did it, and that it was me who made it, and that it's the Marianne North Journal, and that's what I've called it. So this is a belly band to house some of the paintings here. I think I've only got one in there because that was another plant that was named after her, so those are two. Interestingly, she did go searching for a tree as one of the last legs of her journey, and I'm not sure that they can find the painting. I can't find a great deal of information about it, and it's the one little thing that's niggling me. It's niggling me so much that I feel I need to go to her gallery. I need to go to her gallery after everything that I've looked at here. So that is something that I definitely will do this year. And when I do, I will film it and I will bring you along for that journey, that final leg of the Marianne North playlist that is here on YouTube, so that we can keep everything together. So I'm just waiting for better weather. I'm waiting for the rhododendrons to come out. We've got the magnolia in bloom right now, and it'll be amazing. So I'd like to go when the tulips are in full bloom, and just that lovely sense of spring. So not long to wait, but I would like to do it. And when I do it, I'm going to do what Marianne North did. I'm going to go on my own. I'm going to be that explorer, and I'm going to look at everything with the sense of, just for me, just what I want to experience, and not with anybody else, which is how she worked. She liked to immerse herself in everything on her own so that she could get her paintings out and get them out quickly. So that's the plan, and I will let you know, although I won't be on my own because I will bring you along for the ride, but physically I will be on my own doing it as a little special thing that I want to do. And when I get to her gallery, because one of the other things that that we have at the gallery, or one of the stories, was that Marianne was not allowed to have tea and coffee at the gallery. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to enjoy a cup of coffee and immerse myself in her paintings and her work, just for time enough to feel what Marianne North had intended her viewers to experience. So this is Marianne North. Isn't she lovely? She's got this wonderful great big pin, this ruff round her neck. She's got her little bonnet on, and it's all lace and ribbon and lovely large buttons down there. So I liked that very much. And this is a little double belly band here, and this signifies her gardening and how she liked to do the gardening with the bee. There's lots of little images here which have been provided by Louisa Heinzel when we were doing the Defemember, and this is her lifelong mentor and friend, and that is significant because that is Charles Darwin. So let's just get on with the flip through, and you can look back at the stories if you are intrigued to know, intrigued to find out what went on with Marianne North and her journeys around the world as a single woman, renouncing marriage and children and family and motherhood, and just escaping off into the unknown to find botanical plants to bring back to excite and to further the education of botanists around the world, but particularly for Kew Garden in London. So Marianne North was an artist and a painter. She worked originally in watercolour paints, and then she branched out when she was taught oil painting by an Australian artist friend that came to stay with them in Hastings. Says here, you are capable of becoming more than you realise. And I think that that's just so true of what this journal was all about. So we've got tuck space behind. We've got little pockets here, sticks to tell you inspirational things to find and enjoy. I think that's really fun. There were freebies here for the bottles, so you can cut that out. And then this was also part of the freebie kit that is on my coffee shop page. You can find some of these images. You'll be able to find the newspaper print from the Times from 1840. And that just shows off just shows some of the broadsheets that would have been written at that time. These are some of the other little swing dangle things that I can make, which shows some of the places that she went. So that's where they went. I've got to remember. I might carry on labelling them. I might not. There's a ticket holder there. And I think you could put a little bit there if you want. Over here, this is fun because this flips out, and then we've got an area where you can put stamps, tickets, or little secret folded notes. So they were fun, they went there. And in here is an artist trading card that I made on, there we go, in December. And then this is some baking sheet. You can just make out that there's something interesting in there. And then a little stamp and Kleeblatt Creations summer labels. I think those are the monochrome ones. So those are good. All throughout the journal we've got this wonderful mushroom in time kit being used. How have I missed this? I missed this one. Here we go. Oh, look, I'm not doing a flip. I've never done one actually. I never finished the journals to be able to show you properly. So, and then we come over here and then we missed this one. So here we've got lace. This is what I ended up doing here. I really, really like the idea of including another picture frame. I thought that was going to be really good there. But then I found this really old paper with Sanskrit, so Indian writing on there. And India was such a huge, important part of Marianne's adventures. She spent a year in India. She spent a year in Australia as well, I believe. So it's it's a wonderful life story, all the things she did. There are books about each leg of the journey as well. It's a very extensive subject to read about her adventures, and they're so exciting. It's all what she did. It's exciting when you put it back into the contents of the Victorian era, when really, if you had the wrong hem length, there would have been raised eyebrows, and it would not have been proper or decent or the done thing to be travelling on one's own without a chaperone. So she always had to make sure she had these chaperones, which she never got on with. This is tea bag, painted on to a tea bag. Pocket with artist paper. So that was one of the moths that we had, and this just explains all the details here from 49 Dragonflies, Louisa Heinzel, and this is the Tephemerember, and these were the little cards that we were given. And then this is some rag paper. So rag paper was one of the things she would have picked up on her travels and been able to paint directly on with her oil paintings. And this is the Sarawak River. Just inspirational bits that got me going. It really sort of got me into gear, and sometimes when there's a bit of a sense of a challenge, that's what it was. It was a lovely challenge, and it really did draw me out of my comfort zone and made me go for it every day. In fact, I was so tired when I finished the whole of December journaling like this every day. It was too much, but it was an incredible experience. It's exhausting, but it's so rewarding because you look back and you think, did I do that? That's really, really unlike me, because there's lots of things here that I've done which I don't remember doing. And half the time I was on autopilot in my own world, just immersing myself in my own creativity. This was lovely, beautiful paper. That's proper Japanese calligraphy paper. And that's when she went to Japan. So I just think that was so special. It's really nice. And then little pockets writing space or painting area. These are fun. There's a couple of these in the journal. Nice policy closure there with a little bit of mock leather in green made out of tea bag just to make the circles. And it's always fun to find something in these little pockets. So some really lovely vintage stamps, lovely paper. So they are a really fun find. I didn't even remember putting those in there, so even I'm surprised. Flipping over. And then this map of the Indian Ocean. This was the Seychelles leg of the journey. So I wouldn't mind putting some more things there, some stamps or some extra bits. I've got a little area there where it would close. It'd be quite fun to have a longer pocket for a ticket or a tuck or something. But I think these are extra things that I might add another day. I love flicking through these. And then journaling cards with the packaging paper backing. It's nice to give these ideas, but these are so simple because this was part of a kit and just a hole punch there to give a pocket. And then this is a flipped over area, writing space here and a pocket there with a little hamster. And I can't remember how this works. Little pocket in there, which gives, oh, that is nice, isn't it? So that's another wonderful card from the Seychelles. Good. And then this was the pocket here with the journaling card of the water lilies. That's one of her lovely paintings. And that is in there like that. And I think this card can be seen the other way now, but you can see the water lilies peeping through the vellum. So that's how that goes. So it orientates that way. And then we get the card there, and that is just a tuck. And then we've got the garden snail, extra writing space in there. That's fun to find. And then over here, oh, that's a tuck spot, so we could add in little notelet there, little note bit to be found. I'm still going. And then over here, that is a flip. So a writing space there, which can be brought around so that you can write on it. And then it flips over, so there's another writing space there. And then the whole lot comes over. And another writing space there. And then this allowed you to flip out. And there's writing space there, which can come round so you can get at the board. I'm not sure what was going on there, but it was some William Morris washi tape and I got all excited, so I started sticking it down. But I think probably I haven't quite got the right thing, although that's not too bad. I want to put some fussy cuts or something up there, maybe, looking at that. You always look at it with different eyes when you give it a couple of weeks and you come up with more ideas. So these journals just can't be ever finished unless you really just put them away and go, nope, go and play with something else. So there's a pocket there. Oh, nothing in that one either. So that one really wants a tag, so we might do that. And there's space to write on here, but there also feels like there could be something attached there. So there's still pages here, guys, that just could have something done to them. Journaling card there. Lovely writing space. That was just so beautiful. I just love those colour tones. I couldn't bear to put anything on there. And this was India coming over. And then there was quite a lot going on here with the journaling cards and a ticket here. That's nice. I think that was to go there. And another beautiful painting. Flip up fabric. Taj Mahal, that was one of her paintings. Flip over. Writing space. Fabrics, lots of colour and vibrancy that you expect in that culture. Sure. Elephant and calling to wander. I'm not sure if that's the elephant called Wander or whether that's something that you should be doing, having a wander. And then this is nice. I sewed on a really lovely old vintage button which is mother of pearl. This is a pocket with more artist paper and some silk, lovely silk, and this beautiful fabric there. Writing space here, attach a picture there. Lots of little things, you know, more writing space, and write on the postcards as well. I could back the postcards. I could do that. I could. These are all ideas. So again, more writing space. Another journaling card. I like the idea that it's all clipped and pinned on here. Then I've got this wonderful peacock paper here, which, if we bend this slightly, allows us to get in. And we can see that there's writing space there, and another card, and more papers for painting. And then we open it out, more writing space round so you can get to it, and then those pages tie in and correspond. That's on the next page. So let's just put this back together. This was a matchbook closure. I just did an oversized matchbook style closure. Just a bit of a fun way to hide journaling, because that page is completely, you just wouldn't know. So that's nice. It was a good idea. I've got some paper clips here that don't have anything on the top, so I might change that. And then this whole piece flips up for the writing space there. And that is scrunched up wax paper, I think. Wax paper, and it probably would work with a tracing paper as well. It's just scrunched up. Owl and the Pussycat, little collage there with some original book page from 1898. Over here, more journaling cards of her wonderful paintings. Look at that. And then this interesting pocket idea that was made with leaves and tissue paper, was it? I can't even remember myself. I'll have to go back and watch the videos. This is what happens. What was it made with? I don't know. Napkin. Oh, it's made. Oh, this is made with leaves from my garden and napkin and thread. Got the owl and some more papers here, and that all tucks away. And I use essential oil in the glue, and it is still smelling remarkably well after 3 months. Still smelling beautifully. So well worth having a go at scenting your glue. A few drops of fragrance to PVA glue. Little musical note charm there. I haven't really got too many other charms that I've had other than that one. And some fragment of sari silk there. This is beautiful. There's a digital kit for that. I forgot to mention that. And how to build up the butterfly. So do have a look at the coffee shop and you'll be able to download this and this Japanese script behind. What else? And then coming over, we've got some postcards of India, of Ceylon, so Sri Lanka, and just these wonderful trees and roots, and what it's like, what it would have been like. That's probably 1920s, so there's a little bit of a artistic license there. And I think I glued this down to make a tuck because there was a motor car behind there, and there wouldn't have been a motor car in Marianne North's time, so she had to travel by train and ship and carriage, horse and carriage. That was just the giant blue Ceylon sapphire, Sri Lankan inspired paperclip there. Marianne North, all dressed up by her friend who was a photographer. And then this is a belly band tuck point here for more of her wonderful botanical paintings. Look at that. I think that's Tenerife. Yes, Tenerife. She loved going to hot places. This is a journaling card made to look like a painter's palette, like that. And these are her watercolours. And then we had to use a penguin, so it was a prompt for a penguin. I just thought that was fun. So we brought in the penguin, a journaling card. And then another pocket here using Brigitte's wonderful Eco Die prints, which is a digital kit. And then that's a little pocket to hold another journaling card from Marianne North's collection of paintings, all at Kew Gardens in Richmond in London, on the outskirts of London actually. And this is part of her American and Canadian leg of the journey. This is California and New Hampshire. This is where she decided that she wanted to travel on her own, free of Mrs. Skinner, who was a fashionable friend who just wanted to make her dress up in the latest fashions and have a wonderful time swimming and holidaying, and absolutely that was great. But then Marianne North wanted to get down to serious business and do her paintings quietly all by herself. I'm reminded of Canada here with the ferns and things. It's lovely. I've been to Canada when I was younger, and we have family connections in Vancouver as well, so that's quite fun. And I have got some distant cousins on my maternal side, my mother's side. We visited the Rocky Mountains. It's absolutely freezing. And there's some beads there and some stamp butterflies. They can swing down there. The mushrooms keep coming up again. And another journaling card there, just with some stitching where it's caught in the machine. I think that looks cool. I really like that. Sometimes my machine, it's a bit old now, it has these mad 5 minutes where it just spits out some very peculiar stitching. This is a charm with a little coin on the end, which is nice, and that's Niagara Falls. More journaling space, flipping over, journaling space here, and another card to tie in. And then we've got this here, little pocket. Oh, perhaps we want that to go in there. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I like that. And then maybe this could live here. Why not? That's nice. And then we can take that off. Then you get to see this, which is also writing space. This is a pocket for some vintage writing paper. I might go through and do stamps on the writing paper just for something interesting, and to just have a nice stamping session. That would be a fun way to spend a nice 20 minutes. Place to write there. Lovely little collage just of scraps that I had. All seems to work together nicely. And then here we've got tuck points. There, that's nice. These are always, I think these are great for adding ephemera, tickets and photographs and things. It's just nice to have pockets that are empty to fill with your own things. And then I had thought that it might be quite nice to have little safety pins with some beads or bits or fabric samples swinging off of that, but I haven't done that yet. And then this is a tuck point for something. Take this off. And those there, and that's from South Africa. Wonderful colours. These are the hummingbirds, aren't they beautiful? And that is from Brazil. So two totally different places. And you can see the difference in the colour palette, which is interesting. So I kind of liked that because it seemed to be, I kind of liked that, to have that there. And then this is my bear in the woods. And we've got a little tuck point here for this journaling paper. Nice interactive piece there to tuck in. There's a whole big pocket there, so that is quite good. And then this is the centred bit here. And then these are lending themselves to some really nice beads, but the beads that I want to have here just haven't appeared yet. They are just, you know, they will come into my possession at some point, and I then will know exactly where to put them. But I haven't got them yet. Nothing was right. I've been through all my things and nothing's right. So I will find them eventually, and then I'll have fun adding them here. And sometimes that's okay, because this I consider an heirloom journal. I should keep it. I like looking through it, adding the little bits as I go, finding new ideas. It's an ideas journal, and ideas spring off of the ideas that are already here. It just leads to another thing. And it's nice to see how things were done. This is where I put the paper down onto a wet surface from the previous page, and it's soaked up, and it's really interesting. And then when I've put the script on, it's just lovely. I really like that. This is a pocket here for this map that is made out of wax paper. So that was just Amazon packaging transformed into a very old primitive map from America, Nevada, I believe. Goes up there like that, and then we go over. Ticket pocket, and then the little tuck there with the bird. Little enamel rose charm hanging off of the paperclip. Coming over, another one of these pockets with the policy closure. I wonder what I put in here. I can't remember. Hopefully I put something in. Oh yes, look. Oh, that's nice. That's lovely, isn't that? Beautiful. So yes, these are things to find and then find a home for them within the journal. So it's right that it's a botanical image. These pages were for the Australia leg of the journey. With her ticket, she went on a train journey, so that was just to be reminiscent of maybe the luggage tag or the ticket for the train. And then, oh, that was a spare kangaroo, a spare roo. And more journaling paper to go in the top there. I think I lost him I lost him the day I was doing the channel. I ended up making two, but this one I put the dots around, which I just thought was reminiscent of some Aborigine art. And this was all to do with tea bags, I think the prompt was, wasn't it? So we'll just add that, and that was the little swing bit for the tea bag. This is a textured collage with fabric. Then we open this out here, and there's a envelope or pocket, seed packet I think, made out of map with some vintage style lace. And then another little tuck point here, and that's a copy of a book front, Flowers in the Meadow. That was a penguin book. Oh, maybe that should go with the penguins over here. That would be fun. Maybe he wants to live there because it says the King Penguin book about flowers. I'm going to leave that there. That makes sense to me anyway. And then another little bit there for journaling. Pockets with this lovely card. I like that, and I've aged it as well, so that's nice. Some ink, and over on the back I've put just one of those little Tim Holtz Field Notes specimen cards, but it could be any piece of paper that you decorate, just to allow that to have a little slot in there to fold up and ultimately flip down. So that's a really lovely way of, I might convert many more of the cards. I've kept it so I can flip it up to see that that was from Australia, but that could be stuck down, and then that just become a much larger journaling writing paper card. And then this possibly wants to be stuck in a bit better. This is a nice charm with the black and the enamel work on it. I really like that. And then this was the Marianne North gallery, and inside is Kew Gardens picture at the background there, and just a collection of papers, and this could be written in, or I could sew something into it and have that as a little booklet within the journal. So I hadn't quite decided, but I did like being able to see loosely the glass house there. And then that's where the giant water lilies live. And then this is the palm house. So I think Marianne North's gallery is over there behind the tree somewhere. I've got to go and do my intrepid exploring as well, and then this I could add something to. So I'm not sure, because if I go, and I have to say if, because these things, you know, it'd be quite fun to be able to come back with some other ideas and still have space in the journal to add them. So it's like I say, it can't be done, because it can't be finished, because I've had too much fun and I love to delve back into the stories. So that was a love heart. That was really nice. A nice puffed up heart with some blue enamel on it. Really cool. And I think the whole lot comes away to give that spotty splattered journal space there. And then over we go. And that's another tuck point. Interesting scraps and background, which was really fun to make using tissue paper and either watercolour or acrylic paint, and some fabric just caught in one single strip, and everything a little bit loose and able to flap up. Quite nice folded pieces and some decorative wallpapers in there. And then this was the prompt list for the Ephemerember. So there we go, it is all there, complete. And then this really fun dangle here, which I love. So there we go. It doesn't have a tied up closure. I don't think I want one. I love the ability to just get into it quickly and flip through some of the inspirational bits here for myself. And then some of these ideas I will take forward to future journals, and some I will leave exclusively for this one. So there we are. I hope that that's been a little bit of an inspiration to you without having to watch the entire thing. It's so nice to be able to watch a flip through, and I have enjoyed putting this together immensely. There are many, many, many videos. On each one will give you a story of the life and the interesting adventures of Marianne North in the 1800s. So thank you one and all for joining me on that adventure, and I hope that this inspires you to have a look at a study of an artist that is inspirational to you, or somebody in history that you'd like to delve into and learn a bit more, even if that is a distant relative or one of your ancestors, somebody that lived in a time where you would just like to drift off and learn a little bit more about. Picture what it would have been like with no electricity, no cars, and just being able to go and be free in countries and paint without the hustle and bustle of too many people around you. What an escape it was for this wonderful lady. And it was so very sad that she died so young, just a few months before her 60th birthday, aged 59. And she is buried very close, just round the corner from her beautiful house. And if you were to go and visit this in Gloucestershire, you will be able to find her in the churchyard. And if you find her, leave her a botanical flower and say thank you for the inspiration to keep going no matter what. And I leave that there, that wonderful mantra that we've had throughout the entire making of this journal, to keep going and to carry on no matter what. So thank you everybody for watching. I've enjoyed bringing this project to you. It's been a real epic adventure. We will have many more on this channel, and I will be bringing you along for my next journal, and we will have some stories and we'll delve into that. So that's all being planned at the moment. But this wasn't planned. It was very organic, and it came together in just at the right time when it was ready to. And sometimes these projects take time to come out, and when they do, it's the right time to share them. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Do please like and subscribe to the channel, and above everything else, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.